All right, everybody. It looks like we are just about all set up for the next run. So that's, well, not so much a run, it's going to be a showcase. But that's going to be done by Faarnia. And there's going to be some co-commentary with Hwd, and I'm actually seeing right now Phoenix might be chiming in as well. So whenever they are ready to take off, I'm going to give them the floor. Thanks, guys.
All right, we good? We good on audio? Everybody here? That'd be nice. Hi, guys. My name is Faarnia, and I am going to show you some very interesting things today. We're going to start just by loading in from up top. You'll notice that there's no main menu, and after we get into the game, there's something very special that's going to happen. I'm going to pick up Nestor. You're going to pay very close attention to what happens, because I'm going to try and skip Nestor. And when we try to do that, oh, well.
Thank you for releasing me. Free the dragons in the artisan world, then seek out the balloonist. He'll transport you to the next world.
What about Nasty Norg?
That's all I can tell you.
That was very important. So you'll notice, if you've played this game at all, well, you just listen.
Go after some sheep first. Those little creatures release butterflies, which sparks the dragonfly eats. Sparks protects you.
You'll notice that while some of these dragons are animated and voiced, they are not the final voices, and some of them have very funny voice lines. So I've sort of picked out the ones that we're going to stop and listen to along the way. And apart from that, I'm just gonna try and get through the game as quickly as possible. There are different requirements. I believe Hwd alluded to this in the interview. Different requirements than in the final release of the game to get through all the homeworlds, and it's still 10 dragons and artisans, but in Peacekeepers it's 500 gems instead of 1200. Magic Crafters it's 7 eggs instead of 5. In Beastmakers, it's 42 dragons instead of 50, and in Dreamweavers, it's 7,000 gems instead of 6. So what that necessitates is picking up most of everything along our way if we actually want to hit that 7,000 gem goal. Dragons you don't really have to worry about so much. Inside of the levels, you'll see that the dragons are not modeled, nor are they voiced. They just sort of have these placeholder screens. Which is pretty convenient from a speedrunning standpoint, because I can just sort of mash through them and move on with my life, and I don't have to worry about positioning. Oh, I was worried that would happen. Spyro is heavy in this game. Well, in this prototype, like in this pre-release. They tweaked some stuff with his movement. So while in the final release, it's like charging on to ledges is sort of just the mode of operation, just the way to sneak up onto any ledge. Here he just sort of starts moving down immediately, and it's much harder to finish a jump that way. So if you see me bonk, or you see me doing a bunch of jumps really safely, that's why. Gem totals in all the levels are drastically different, just about, especially the deeper you get into the prototype. This was Tomas. His name is now Silvus, but that voice line is still the same, so we're going to skip that. That hasn't been tweaked at all. But gems in all of the homeworlds sort of have been gutted out of all the levels and put into the flights, or rather, they gutted some gems from the flights and made them higher denomination gems in all the rest of the levels for the final release. So gems suck everywhere. Just everywhere. So, going through this, sort of like as an any percent, starts to mirror this weird hybrid of like any percent routing and 120 routing, where you're just sort of outlining a 120 route for a lot of the levels, and that breaks down pretty rapidly. I'm gonna try and skip this thief, because if I don't, this happens. You cannot skip the cutscenes yet. So it's a lot of time. You gotta wait a very long time. Oh no. Bonks are also really, really strange. If you notice when I bonked on that wall how far back Spyro got sent, that comes into play a little later on. That can actually be used to our advantage. But for the most part, it's just annoying. Good work, Spyro. You'll notice there's no vortex. Instead, there's just a whirlwind, and the whirlwind had a gem in it, and I charged directly through it. That just sort of is how it's handled. They don't have the golden platforms modeled yet or implemented anywhere. You also notice top of the fountain there's a platform and a gem. I don't know why they took that out. That's awesome. Very interesting design. We're not really going to go into Toasty. There's not much there. I can tell you what's in there, and really the only thing that's different is that the terrain is modeled. It's much more lumpy, and the platform in the courtyard at the start is much taller, but otherwise it's pretty much identical. It's pretty much finished. So, on to Peacekeepers. There are going to be some more dragons that are modeled, animated, and voiced, but, oh, they are, well...
Welcome to Peacekeepers, Spyro. You must collect treasure to succeed in this world. First...
Collect treasure, free dragons, got it.
Yeah, yeah. It is basically just the developers with a voice changer, like a pitch shifter. It's fantastic. All the dragons in Peacekeeper's homeworld are like that. But as is the case with artisans and all of the levels inside Dry Canyon, Clifftown, etc. No models, no animations, no voices. Also, you might see on the left there the return of the legendary red spring chests. There are actually several of those scattered across the prototype, and their numbers got reduced pretty dramatically down to 1 in Lofty in the final release of the game. Another interesting mechanical change. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think they only appear in like Peacekeepers worlds in this one. So even like in this version, they're like really uncommon for some reason. Right,
yeah, that's true. And come to think of it, I don't think I've seen another one outside of Peacekeepers in this. That's a good point. Another interesting mechanical change that was, I guess, made, that it eventually changed. In the final release of the game, you can hold the charge and jump inputs to do sort of a skittering jump up an incline at a particular angle, to sort of maximize Spyro's forward speed. But if the incline is too steep, Spyro will only charge up it. You can't do that jump. In this, you can do that no matter how steep the incline is. So it plays much faster for that reason, if you're going up and down a lot in elevation. You'll notice there, Sparks lifted a gem from above, and right there as well. Sparks is overpowered. I don't know why they changed that, but he can pick gems up from above Spyro much farther than he can in the final release, which is very useful. I wish we had that. Wish we had that in the release. So it'd be very useful to save runners a lot of suffering. Can't skip key chests either. This one's worth it though. I'm only gonna pick up a handful of those. Every level is Alpine Ridge, actually. Ooh. Yeah, that's another big thing, I guess, that's glaringly obvious, is the music is pretty dramatically different from most of the levels.
Yeah, there's only like 10 tracks overall in this version. They just kind of play the same ones over and over. You can sort of tell that there's a few of them which were probably had their places decided, like Magic Crafter's theme still plays in the Magic Crafter's world, so it feels like, oh, they they probably knew that was going to be the Magic Crafters theme.
Same with Peacekeepers, yeah.
Yeah, and later on, they, in fact, if you look at the soundtrack files within the game's data, like I think the last one or two of them are just like copied from like one of the previous ones. So it's like it seems like an earlier version of this game from around May 15th would have only had like tracks for the first 24 levels, which I guess would have been everything up to Dreamweavers.
There we go, got it. So that platform with the firework is much taller. You also notice that the purple river is a much lighter purple. Doesn't look nearly as much like water, I guess. It's some sort of weird runoff. No explanation. No explanation. The box and enemy placement here are a little bit different. You can probably notice. Again, vortex, a gem that we're just gonna snag and move on. Mop this up, grab the dragon, get out of here. Purple juice, yummy. Oh, there's gonna be a volume warning later on, just so you guys know right now. Coming out of Blowhard is you're gonna want to mute while the gems are leaving the chest, because it will screech violently at you. Ooh, there we go, got it. So all the flying levels are called flying, and there are a couple of important things you need to know about flying levels. The first is that Spyro loses collision, so there's no animation skip, and the second is ding, 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 ding.
Probably gonna get like a glimpse of the fairies as well, aren't they?
Yeah, there's a spot in Crystal Flight that's convenient that I'm gonna just fly right into the face of one. But I think these ones are worth looking at as well, so we'll just take it kind of wide here. Come up and look at this. Lumpy, dude. Very lumpy. The fairy models are all, I think, the same too. Like, they sort of diversified the fairy models for like lofty, for high caves, for the flights too, I believe, maybe. I'm not sure if that's different between flights in the final release, but they definitely diversified the fairy models. And while we can't skip that animation, we also get 100 more gems out of this flight than we would in the final release of the game, so it's very worth it. We've got another dragon coming up, and some enemy placement I think is actually really cool. You'll see and enjoy it. Oh no. He's got guards this time. Uh-oh. Okay. We won't. No. Oh, I did skip it. Oh, I skipped him. Okay, cool.
Well done, Spyro. The dragon families will be proud. You have the makings of a fine peacekeeper if you...
Yeah.
What I mean is, ask the Magic Crafter dragons.
Okay.
Still trying to figure out what he means by that.
Yeah, me too. I still don't know. Still don't know. Boss. That's right, all the boss levels are just called boss, all the flying levels are just called flying. I suppose names just hadn't been finalized. Maybe they had. Hard to say. Yeah, there's one thing I didn't do, which is actually like dig through all of the little dialogue boxes that are attached to the dragons. I've just sort of been mashing through them. But
they're mostly kind of similar to their final ones, but there's a couple which I think in the final game they're like, oh, thanks for releasing me, and in this one they're a little bit more
in depth. I've seen that much, yeah. Whatever, I missed it. That's fine. Yeah, they got the shimp. Ice Cavern is pretty drastically different. Ice Cavern is... I like this Ice Cavern more than I do the final release Ice Cavern, because the gym placements are pretty different and make for some really interesting platforming. But the first thing that we're going to see is instead of lives back here, there's actually a chest with a 25 in it. So this route opens with a death abuse, basically. We're going to come through here, grab that, and then just run straight off. Then we're going to take it pretty normally. We're going to do like a rough outline of a 120 route. Up here you'll see sparks being overpowered again, whereas you'd usually have to jump up there to grab that tin. We're just going to sweep it up from the floor, which is very cool. This cycle always seems to just work out. And then this. I love this. It's such a satisfying piece of platforming. Thankfully, the magic stairs up ahead still work, as does this jump. Now, an interesting thing about these guys, where you can usually just like bonk them immediately, you actually have to wait for their animation to end and for them to reset before you can bonk them again. Otherwise, nothing happens. So I didn't get them a nip on that guy. Unfortunate. Alright, this is my favorite gym. Right here. I want it back. Good to see you, Spyro. Thanks, text box. Encased in dragon shell. Like,
It gets a little text message whenever you freeze one of them.
I'm going to pick up as many lives as I can, because lives start disappearing once you get sort of deep into Beastmakers. And certainly into Dreamweavers. They're... Ooh, well... You'll see. Just trust me. No lives up there. It is relentless when you get into Dreamweavers. Okay, that's fine. I'll just leave it. That's the neat thing about all the gyms being such low denominations, is that if I miss anyone in particular, none of them are all that important. So, we're about to get to Magic Crafters, and Magic Crafters is where things start getting very strange. But before that, let's talk to Magnus.
Hi, Spyro. I see the sparks the dragonfly has been protecting you. Make sure you feed him lots of butterflies and keep him strong and glowing.
Butterflies, got it.
Got that? Butterflies. Good. Off we go. Boop. Very entertaining load screens. Now, the colors in Magic Crafters, I love. The mint lighting on the walls is just fantastic. Cosmos, pretty much the same. They had his voice line done. Nothing of note there, but when we get to Boldar is different. This reminds me, too, I'm ignoring that. Usually in the route, you would use that fan chest to snipe the wizard over the wall and get those gems, but that mechanic hadn't been introduced yet. They did not actually have sniping enemies or containers or fodder or anything like that with the fan chest blades coded or implemented. So it's just impossible. I'm going to be safe on these stairs. They're brutal. They also took like a type of collision off of those trees in the final release that prevents you from bonking on them. But they are brutal and very bonkable in this game. I don't trust this. Come on. Ooh, okay. That scared me. Alright. This step is no longer free. We don't get positioned the right way. Yeah, it's fine. We ignore him. Doop. Notice some differences in here if you're at all familiar with the game. Mainly, there's no fireworks chests, and instead just 2 chests with 5 gems in them. And then up here, you'll notice that this platform got elongated for the final release. Now, that wall over there still doesn't have collision, and it's possible to get through it, but it's a very tight jump, and I don't need that thief, so I'm not going to go for it. These chests are also in a different position, but damage abuses are free because the damage sends you really high up in the air. Doop. Also, that was Alpine Cliffs, by the way. That was the name of the level. I forgot to point that out. Oh yeah, no, I'm going back to the room. There's something that we skipped over. I just wanted to get these guys on a cycle, because if I come back out, you're just gonna do that. This was completely cut from the game. You can break under the map all you want, and you're not gonna find this. But this, I believe, was in some promotional materials. And
yeah, there was like one of the trailers for the game that was on the tabloid demo disc. Has just a very brief shot of this.
Ooh, failed that skip. And what's interesting to me is that one wall in there, like one of those little alcoves, is illuminated, but nothing else is. But yeah, it's a very cool room. I really like the design in there.
Yeah, there's some like speculation that it might have been related to the eggs, because there's like a magazine which mentions a hatchery in Magic Crafters, but that could have just been like a promotional thing that like Insomniac told them about or something.
Oh no. It's got a 2, that's fine. These hitboxes are brutal in comparison. Alright, if I fall here, for some reason, I don't think there's even a kill floor programmed in beneath this. Also, goodbye level. Goodbye geometry. I didn't need to see anyway. So if I fall there, I basically just have to wait to void out, which takes a very, very long time. Fortunately, all the little supercharge shenanigans still work, but, as always, the gems are weak. Just 1s and 2s all through here. That's pretty nice. We're also going to ignore that thief. And go for another reverse charge. Now, High Caves, the interior suffers from a little bit of the Spyro J camera, if you've ever seen or played that. The Japanese release of this game, the camera goes way far back. Also, this fairy does something very strange. Did it work? Oh no, there she goes. Oh, I gotta book it. I gotta book it. So instead of giving you Super Flame, what she actually does is shrinks these beetles and allows you to charge through them. I've missed that. That's fine. The guy only has a 5, but it's pretty interesting. Also very difficult to navigate. She does not keep them shrunken for long.
Yeah, I remember the first time I encountered that, I saw her like wave her wand, and I didn't turn around to look at what she actually did, and I was just like, what, is that not like programmed in yet or something?
Oh, but it was. Yeah, very strange mechanic. Took me a while to figure out what I was actually going to do in the level. And it wound up just being basically the same thing that I do in 120, but skip the gems. Xantor right there is voiced and modeled the same way that he is in the final release, so we're just going to ignore him.
He's a little bit different in that he says, he says super dash instead of supercharge.
No, he still says super dash in the final release, actually.
No, he says supercharge.
Does he? I thought he said super dash. Wow.
And Spyro changed his line as well. It's like really similar, but they're different lines.
Yeah. Boldar is very different though. Like the voice actor, the lines and all that are pretty significantly different. So we're gonna watch Boldar, and I'm gonna do it. I'll probably just run past him and then grab him coming out of the flight. I could have sworn he said Super Dash. Learn something new every day, I guess. Spent my whole career speedrunning this game just mashing through it, never really listening, I suppose. This still works.
I think Cosmos' line was re-recorded as well, but it was like pretty much the same as his final one.
Right, that one. And same voice actor too. That one I remember being very close. When you supercharge to an enemy, for some reason, the oh no, I meant to get that thief. Ooh, that's bad. I need that. Alright, we're going back up for him. It's fine. Just make sure we get him. Just wait for it. And take the death. I forgot what I was saying. That distracted me a bunch. Oh, yeah, that's right. These gems are whizzing past my head. How could I forget? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why that happens. But if you supercharge to an enemy in some containers, the gems just sort of see ya. Just right on by ya. Oh, didn't get a flame charge. Got that one, though. Got that one. No, I didn't get that one. Whatever. Okay, I need you. We're having some laughs. All right, can I get it? I cannot get it. Fine. Those guys have terrible gems. I need that 10. Need that 10. Get out of here. Okay, so we're gonna go see Boldar, but we're gonna do the flight. The flight's not much different. There's like an extra crystal poking up out of the water somewhere. But after that, I need you guys to strap in. Like, you really need to prepare for what's coming after the flight, because it is, oh, baby. Oh, man. Pausing to exit while in the vortex, it's faster. The vortex is slow, Toaster. I know, as much as it pains you to hear that, it is the truth. Ding. Ding. I missed him, but that's fine. The fun thing about the finished flights is that the cycles are preserved in Sunny and in Crystal, which is to say, the finished flights that have cycles. Another glimpse at one of these fairies with their big... And right here, I believe, you'll notice like a big extra crystal just right here in front of the arch.
Yeah, basically the only like major difference in this level is the level geometry just has like a bunch more crystals. Don't know why they got rid of them.
Yeah, I understand that one. It's a little bit like directly in front of a potential path that a player would take, like in front of the intended path. But I haven't really noticed any others. Nope, get out of here. All right. Boldar, like Spyro's sass here is just amazing. I want you to listen very closely.
This portal leads to a special place where young dragons' wings grow and they can fly. Why, I remember when I was learning to fly and...
Okay.
Burn. Get wrecked, Boldar. No, we're just gonna ignore this. Give me yours, though. Alright, strap in. We might not make it through this level. This level's pretty heavily glitched. And you'll just see. This has so much going on. I don't even know where to begin. Just observe. This boss seems to keep his magic under his hat. That may be the secret, so watch closely. Doink. What are we doing here? I would like this. Thank you. Okay. All right. The gimmick here is you have to blow the hat off of the head. And there's no flame charging or plucking those gems out of the air. So you have to flame the hats, like kill the enemy, and then just wait for the gems to ground, making this basically the slowest level ever. It's painful. It's just very painful. There's just no quick way of going about it. I'm also taking my time because the superstitious part of me thinks that that's gonna make it better.
I think it's still gonna be bad. I think.
Yeah.
I got my money on it not working.
Yeah, I also have my money on it not working because it doesn't work more than it does work. These guys also have hats that are just a big pain to try and knock off their heads. There's a door back here. Oh, it opened! Oh, it opened! Oh no, I am throwing. No, we gotta go through that open door. Oh no, we can't. That's right. Well, rest in peace. Beyond that, there are 3 more platforms just like the ones that we, oh yeah, that was the gate! Sorry, you should've, yeah, oops. It's just bad. There's another door that also doesn't open out there sometimes. But yeah, beep. Go back after the run. There's not much to see, it's just more platforms. Those gems are just sort of stuck on the side. I don't know why. I don't know why. This is the point at which you start to notice that there are no more sounds. And the dragons no longer have, like, dialogue of any sort. You just sort of touch them and they disappear.
Yeah, they like really focused on like the first 3 worlds, and seems like they just wanted to get the next 3 done before they actually like affected them.
Welcome to the main menu. Some changes in here. You'll notice like extra enemies placed around. These guys, their metal shells are segmented instead of just smoothed around. I need one of these. And we're not going to spend a lot of time bothering with the cycles. There are some differences to the firework placement that we're going to look at. These are also set deeper into that alcove. But firework angle, different. And as we get around here, you'll notice there's a firework missing up here. There's usually one right here, and it's not here. I wonder where it could be. Turns out it's down there, and that one is to that chest. So we're just gonna ignore that one, because it's not worth the hassle. Oh no. I'm just gonna grab what we can, and these cycles are just... There are more enemies. The platforms, the electric platforms in the rest of the level are just packed with enemies. There are like 2 or 3 extra. And so it's just... We will die. By we, I mean I. Oh no. Those are all some pretty dramatically different positions. Come on, give it to me. Hope I don't crash here. Okay, cool. A lot of particle effects on the screen will crash the game.
Yeah, this one seems to be a bit, there was a few moments where the game would just suddenly go down to like maybe a quarter of an FPS. A quarter of an FPS? Quarter of like a frame per second. For like a good half a minute or so.
Yeah. Welcome to a completely normal Wild Flight. Nothing strange to see here, ladies and gentlemen. It is just basically identical to the release.
Except for that hole there, that's one difference.
No, clearly it's very unfinished. There are only like 2 textures that the entire level is comprised of, and that's actually more than are in Icy. Which you will see when we get there. No ding though, yeah, silver lining, no ding. The ding has left us. Except for right there, they put all the dings in right at the end. When you're leaving the level and all the treasure's leaving the chest. I need these, thank you. Gimme. Okay. We're just gonna snag this dragon. I wonder how we're doing on dragons. I haven't actually checked. Why is the sound different? It's unfinished. It's prototype. I wish I knew. Some of the sounds are deafening.
I think I think there just must be like a glitch or something, because you know, most of the levels are completely fine.
Right. Man, Magic Crafters really got an overhaul. Okay, these frogs are brutal. Oh my goodness. I need this life. I need all the lives I can get, really, frankly. Okay, we're just gonna grab those, move on. So this whole platform is actually set lower into the water than it is in release, meaning that you can't actually make this glide unless you get a like really precise like boosted jump. Guess we're ignoring him. But if you damage abuse, you get to kill that frog for free, so it kind of evens out. It's pretty neat. We're gonna death abuse on Zeke here, who doesn't have a name yet. Just have sparks for the next section. I have to kill every enemy under here, because if I don't, when I get up top, well, you know, we'll just leave the frog and you can see. How about that? We'll just leave one alive so you can see what I'm gonna say. The hurt boxes from those enemies just stretches up infinitely to the heavens. Oh my goodness, the knockback on that man. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Grab this one, because I think I missed one somewhere. These steps are half the width that they usually are. I don't know if that frog is actually going to be able to hurt us from in here. Maybe. Maybe we can fly out. There he is! Oh god. Oh, whoo, whoo. Okay. Okay, yeah. So they can hurt us. Shoutouts to a completely rotated texture right here. But yeah, ooh, that made me clinch. I thought I was hitting the drink, but I wasn't. It's fine. Just crush through it. All right, get out of there. 356. That's not bad. It's not bad for bog. Man, I wish there was an all lives cheat, because it is getting brutal. 3, which sounds like a lot, but I promise it is not.
Phoenix says, do either of us have access to a link to download this build? Yes. So it'll be on hiddenpalace.org. I'll send you the link directly, actually, so we can post it in the chat later.
This is, say hello to my save state. Treetops has crashed for me more than any other level, so I'm just bringing up that save state in case it does. Just so we can make it through. A lot of texture differences in this level, which I'm really a fan of, like the like cobble on this flooring. It's very nice. And in here as well, where a lot of it wound up just being wood. Interesting aesthetic choices that I think fit it a little bit better. Personally. Now, you notice when you enter this level, and this is the same in release, right? You get that little cinematic effect, the black bars that drop into the screen from the top and bottom. Well, when we die here, those are coming back, but they're not gonna go away. And that bars me from doing any menuing. So I have to leave this level through the vortex. Oh, I missed him. That's fine. We're going up there anyway. Oh no. Charging sucks, man. Okay. This is where the crash happens, so let's see if I can't navigate this pretty carefully. Okay. Called it, dude. Called it. We're just gonna run through that again. We're gonna run through that again. Sorry. Sorry, guys.
I think sometimes if you wait for a good like 30 seconds to a minute, it can uncrash itself, but not recommended for a speed run.
Yeah, no, not really. Yeah, but there it is. It happened. Well, this time, it's gonna be fine, right? Smile.
Yeah,
Oh no.
that'll be
Come on,
good.
just. You know what? I don't even care. I don't even care about that gym. I just want out of here. I don't like where I am. Oh, it's good though. I like it. I just wish there were maybe more lives sitting about. Okay. Doop doop doop. Please. This time maybe I can actually get this thief. There we go. Alright, and I'm going to angle the camera this way. There we go. That fixed it. No more crash. Doop, doop, doop. Guess what works here? If you guess Stone Knot, you're technically correct, but I'm bad at the game. I wish I could leave. I wish I could leave this place, but I don't get to use my menu. So we're just gonna go for that the normal way. I hope he doesn't interfere with me. I don't actually know if he has collision or not. Also, this is very concerning right now. The number of lives that I have. Alright. Mop up here, grab that, and just out of here. We're good. Everything's fine. Alrighty then. 5,000. Oh no. Gotta grab this life. This jump, while it's not really that bad in the release, here it is much harder. There we go. It's like I said, charging onto ledges got buffed. Metalhead is amazing. Metalhead is just an amazing level, and you're gonna see why. I'm glad I get to share this with you. Metalhead's design, not only aesthetically, like the boss design, I think is much better than in the release, but also mechanically, at least from a like game design standpoint, I think it is much better. But within the context of speedrunning, it is awful. And you will see why very shortly as we get up to him. Oh no. Give me the gems. As always, gem denominations are terrible. So we already got those gems, really, more or less. And wow, hitboxes. Thank you. In Wild Flight, we got the gems from Wild Flight. So I'm not really worried about the cycles down here because there is no cycle. Haha! Yay! These things change so quickly that it is basically impossible to develop a cycle around them, and you just sort of have to wait and pray and also get him to destroy some for you. Like that. Come on, grab this one. But if you'll notice, he's very dingy. He looks like a piece of machinery that is actually sitting out around a bunch of green goo. He's not all polished and bright like he is in the final version. And I think that's a nice touch. I really do. I'm gonna go up and get these gems. A little bit of safety. So I think I'm under gems from the rest. Oh, I didn't get the key. That's right. Still, we're good. So you'll notice now, there's some red pylons down here, and the funny thing about these is that they never turn off. You actually have to get Metalhead to destroy them. You have to force the boss to engage in order to defeat him, which I think is awesome. I think that's a great design. I can see why they removed it, but I really like it. Yeah, interactive boss. Wow. Revolutionary. Yeah, it is actually pretty sick, isn't it? Oh no, dude, he was going to destroy that. And see, by the time I turn around to try and recover it, it's already on again. This is what I'm saying. These cycles are just not. Look at how fast this thing changes. It's insane. There we go. Can't pick up gems out of a fountain like this. Sparks won't just grab them out of the air like it does in the final release. So they clearly noticed and decided to make something out of that. So yeah, Metalhead, very slow level, very satisfying level. I mean, very, very cool mechanic at play there. We leave Metalhead the wrong way. We have to do this jump again. That's fine, I got it. Now, interesting thing is that if you come up here, you'll notice portal sounds and boss text. But I broke back through there and could not find an actual portal, so it doesn't exist. But that seems to be where they were thinking of putting Metalhead before they just dropped him off next to the balloonist. Welcome to Magic Crafters, or not Magic Crafters, Dreamweavers. I'm a fool. I'm an absolute fool. I wish this was Magic Crafters, because you know what's in Magic Crafters that's not here? Fodder and lives. That's right. And grounded gems. Oh, goody. Yeah, those are all gone now. All the gems are bound up in enemies. There's no fodder, and there are no lives. Welcome to Haunted Towers. It is a mess. But peep this skin. Ooh, shiny. Now this I wish had never left, because this is super dope. I mean the texture, like the glowing green.
Yeah, I don't know why they just decided, oh, you know what, let's just make Spyro red. Red and no stars.
Yeah, I don't know. The stars are an interesting choice. I don't know what that's supposed to signify necessarily, but I do like the color scheme for the power-up more than the red.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. And he does, if you look very closely at the release, his colors do pulsate gently when he's got the red on from the power-up, but in this it's much more pronounced. Now this fairy is the same in that it gives you a permanent power-up. So that's nice, and that's why I grabbed Capano back there, and why that's the dragon that the last one I'm going to get in this level. But you're going to see pretty soon, oh no, and that's why. It is brutal, and it only gets worse from here. So we come down here, you notice the doors are unfinished, just sort of suggestions that there's metal here. These rooms also unfinished. Instead of treasure, there's just a dude. There's still an enemy and a fairy in that room. That's pretty cool. We've got 2 knights on these stairs, which make them much worse to navigate. This enemy got an extra knight here. These guys are pretty much the same. Let's get rid of them. Funny thing about these enemies, the grenade norks, is that you have to approach them from the left side, because the hitboxes of the grenades are still active even when they're idling. And so if you charge into one from the right side, you take damage, which is just the best. Honestly, I just love taking damage. I don't know how many lives I have, but it is not enough. I can guarantee you that. All right, off we go. Back down. Start again. Hello. Please, just out of my way. So back here, there's a cut piece of the level, and this was all supposed to be like rendered. It's all modeled, but the texture's just sort of pieced out. But there is an image floating around of exactly how this was supposed to look. It's basically steps that wrap around in a sort of U shape around to this area. Back here, see what I mean? Where there is, you guessed it, a fairy.
Yeah, you can if you like view this in like the Spyro world viewer or something, the textures don't have any like difficulty in showing, so I don't really know why they don't show in game.
Yeah, it remains a mystery. A couple final changes you'll notice. This is supposed to be water, but it's just sort of a placeholder texture with collision. And this entire area right here, this little castle with the ferry and the bridge over, all got a complete overhaul. Totally remodeled. But that's about it. That's about it for Haunted Towers. Unfinished. Incredibly unfinished, but very interesting. So, please tell me that I have... Oh no, I have 2 lives. Oh no. It's fine. I'm just death abuse. Up next is Dark Passage, and it's in similar condition. But it's definitely dark. In fact, it's darker right now than it will wind up being. It is, yes, it is Darker Passage. You'll notice no lamps. Even the ones that are here do not cast light. Only these fools do. These turtles are incredibly brutal. Their fire rate in this is just monstrous. If you pay attention to the fireballs, they're massive. And they just come out incredibly fast. So you sort of you gotta get the drop on them. You gotta really get the drop on them, or they will destroy you.
Do you know, I think it was like in an interview with that Ted Price did, he actually mentioned like some turtles that spit bats out of their chests. So he was actually referring to this the entire time.
Ooh. Got him. There is one turtle up here that's a pretty high priority target. I can't believe I'm alive through that. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Boom! He's got a 25. I need those gems. Give me the gems. This is all cut out really deep, and there's nothing back there, so that's a slight change to the geometry. Over here, there's nothing, just enemies. Like I said, nothing else is grounded. No gems are grounded. It's all bound up. I'm just gonna book it through here because that is terrifying. Gonna grab this dragon for safety, and then out in this courtyard, not much to mention. Just a few lamps, some enemies over there. It's all getting pretty sparse now, right? Oh no, the stairs, my worst enemy. They never wound up giving this goo collision, even in the final release. That's still just solid. So
Yeah,
go
like,
stand on it. It's a lot of fun.
all of the goo in this level is solid, so like don't fall because you'll be stuck down there.
Now, this is great. Actual hole in the floor that you can fit through. You can just drop through there to your death if you so desire. It's just there, there's a big hole in the ground. I just leave that gem, whatever. Whatever. And I guess the finishing touch is the dragon platform. Oh, and there's a massive like runoff to that ramp. It usually just stops short and has a firework on it, but that got truncated, and this got expanded and lost its little border here. But yeah, that's Dark Passage. $6K. Ooh, good thing I set up save states. All right, up here. Doop doop doop. We're gonna go see the cannon man, and he's got a special surprise for us. Oh, I want Sparks back. You know, I give Sparks a lot of hell, but boy, do I miss him right about now. So the cannon is it is goofy. I don't even know how to explain this. It even has the same sound. It just boom. My favorite cannonball.
I'm kind of wondering if they thought maybe because the cannon's geometry is kind of like a little bit complicated, they wanted to like test out how the textures would map to it first.
They do look like that. They're just sort of placeholders. I mean, clearly, one of them is like checkered, like the wheels, the outside of the wheels.
Yeah.
Welcome to IC, which has water for now. Oh man, oh no, that's fine, we'll get that. So Icy is one of the most frustrating levels I've ever played in my life, because if you bonk into a wall in this, you have no control over Spyro anymore. You can't like turn him while he's flopping, and so you just sort of flop into a wall again and again until you're inevitable drowning. And they put all of the chests deep in those recesses, so you have to like go in and land and then take off again, which is just painful. Also, goodbye water texture, it's gone. There is only white box now. Welcome. Also, these guys are in these weird little cradles, little cradle helicopters.
They just like disappear.
Yeah, no. They're also hoops apparently. Just rings. The water does still act like water, yeah, Phoenix, it does. Even though it's untextured, it still behaves like the water does. So, like, that much of it is programmed. The texture is just gone. Alright, let's go probe Lofty a little bit. Because Lofty... oh my goodness. A lot of like scenery geometry changes in Lofty. You'll notice we spawn on an island that is just not there. We're also in Dark Hollow, if you didn't notice that. Oh no. Oh, don't smack me. Oh, he smacked me. Oh, okay, that's fine. At least I have sparks now. 0 lives. Hell yeah. This is before the time of spawning in front of a portal if you game over in a level. Big island. Don't know why it's here. All the geometry back here is pretty much the same though. Grab Mudata. So we have somewhere to start from. The whole center area here also pretty much the same. This wall's... I think just the texture is a little bit different, but otherwise the same. This though is all like really thinned out. And back here, the entire like step is missing. There's like a step up to a life and some gems. That's gone. And you get up here, and it's just incredibly cluttered with enemies. There's just so much going on up here. It's kind of excessive. Come on, get me up here. Now, we're gonna go for some crazy supercharged strats because they still work. And if we game over, we game over. I think I have a life. Yeah, that was not gonna work. Ooh. I wonder if I store momentum. Oh no, we game over. Oh well. The palace, like that, with the bridge that looks like a giant toilet bowl, over there. The only other real difference in Lofty is that whole area, like the pathways, are half as wide, like you saw in Misty Bog. But apart from that, very little else has changed. Yeah, welcome to boss. Now, this is the most terrifying thing. Look at these big, meaty claws. It's just the most terrifying thing you've ever seen. I just kill them all. Kill them all, please. They all must die.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Okay.
A lot of people like to do that thing where they say, "Oh, why did they change this in the final game?"
This is not one of those things.
I know why they changed this.
Yeah. This is not one of those things. Nobody has any questions as to why this got changed. All right, we're good. Jacques, also terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. And his boxes, you can't charge through them yet. They will damage you even if you charge into them. So you just have to evade all of them. Notice some of the platforms aren't animated, or not. Those platforms aren't animated. The boxes that he stands on are not modeled. That's what I'm meaning to say. And they're just tiny iterations of existing islands. These gems will absolutely fall and hit the water and just chill out there. So I just sort of stop there to make sure that that doesn't happen. All right, where are we at with gems? Are we gonna hit it? Oh, just barely. Not barely. We're like 60 over, but that's fine. It works. All right, off to the Machinist's world. Now, you might be expecting the Nork Nexus, but what you actually get is Nork Cove. And this is just, it is just absurd in here. No more objectives, by the way, for collection or anything. We're just hanging out here now. Funny things happen here. First, you can get really high proxies off of these barrels, which is pretty neat. The other thing that's interesting, I'm gonna go in here and grab a dragon just so I have a checkpoint. I've got lives, yeah. Is if you were to fail that, and you need to get onto this bridge, you don't really have to worry too much because you can just drown underneath it, and you will be lifted to the top. And that works in many places in the game, actually. If you drown underneath a platform like that, it will just lift you straight through. It's amazing. And I'm gonna take a death right here. So a couple things that I need to do. Come on, get out of my way. Oh no. Yeah, I saw that coming. Pretty hard to navigate all this. There's a lot of explosives around. Okay. Alright. So, I'm gonna take a minute. A lot of enemies this way. I don't really want to deal with it. So I'm just gonna boost up here. Now, this is the highlight of the run. Now, you see over there, you're like, wow, there's usually a platform there, and we get through the ship, and how am I ever going to possibly get over there? And the answer is raft. But the thing about the raft is that it doesn't understand inertia. Isn't that fantastic? Commit raft. It's this is just, I don't know why they ever took this out of the game. This is just fantastic. It's honestly one of the best mechanics I've ever seen in a game, period. Just bar none. There's no competition.
In one of the making of documentaries for this game, there's like a brief shot that shows like some level artwork, like a design document that has like a map of this level, and if you look really closely you can actually see there's rafts.
Oh no.
So the rafts were like there the entire time.
Oh,
didn't know.
Now, here's the great thing is you thought raft was over, but no. Raft has only just begun.
Raft 2.
There is more raft.
Electric Boogaloo.
I can crash the game here. All I have to do is set these guys all on fire all at once, but we're gonna not do that. We're not do that because that sounds dangerous. Just a bunch of explosives back here for no reason in an empty room. Oh god. Well, there goes my life.
Them.
There goes my life. We are over here. Okay. We're gonna go down to the purple room. Go check out what's over here. It's this dude. Hey, that was actually in my favor. Oh, come on. Boink. You don't bonk on those yet, which is interesting. No collision. Well, there's collision, but no drowning on the water down there. So if you fall down there, you're just sort of trapped. And then there's just a dragon here. No rhyme, no reason. Oh, ooh, it is stuttering hard. I think I can crash it here. I tried. Ooh. Still janky. So I'm gonna take us up here. I got up here earlier. Oh right. Well, first before I do that, I need to show you the end of the game, which is through here where you usually get the key. It is just a portal that has the skybox for Twilight Harbor. It says the end, and this is the end of the game. I do suppose. Has collision, can't get through it. But that's fine, because it's not really the end. We're gonna get into Twilight Harbor in just a moment. But first, I have to show this off because this is the most hilarious thing that I've ever found. And it is the one and only... Hold on. Just give me a moment. I'll figure it out. In fact, I'll just set this up a little bit closer, just to ensure that I get it. Come on. There we go, the infinite wall glide. Right in this crook of this little... What is this, like a sewage tank? I don't know. But, yeah, no, we're just here forever. We can do this indefinitely. I hang out here when I'm bored. Contemplate life. It is a paradise. And that about does it for machinists. Now, that is the end of the game in terms of stuff that you can access normally just by like interacting with the stuff that's programmed, right? And if you hold both bumpers and both trigger buttons on a controller, it should skip you to the next level. That breaks down in machinists, but if we go like to Magic Crafters, for instance, and we do it here, we should get like loaded in to another level, or not. I guess it just doesn't work for me anymore. It used to work just fine. I don't know what changed. Point being, I've already broken into Twilight Harbor, so here we are. I have the music off on this, but it is Alpine. It is Alpine Ridge. These guys don't have gems, but they are here. These guys are always dying, and if you try to kill them while they're already dead, I guess you open a rift in the space-time continuum because the game just crashes. It doesn't understand that. It's like, no, they're already dead. Why would you kill them? But yeah, the Dorito cannons are here. Oh my goodness, and they are brutal. They are out for vengeance, and they just push you really far. But here we'll just ignore all that for a second, because the water you can just run on. You can just walk on water. We are now Jesus. That is the power that has been granted to us. So up here, you'll notice no stair back up to the start of the level. So at that point, it's just you're done. You gotta die if you want to get back up there. And if you grab a dragon, good luck, I guess. Exit and re-enter. So good thing they put that stair there. Many enemies. That guy's not here yet, but there's another one that works. Drawbridge is permanently down. I don't know if there is a way to lift it, but I wager there's not. Certainly no levers there. And this is not yet a supercharge. The supercharge plane usually starts right at the end of the drawbridge, right at this transition, and runs all the way up to the top of the ramp. Where there's a dragon up here. But right now it's just regular ground with collision, which is pretty cool. These guys are embedded in walls, and they try to shoot me as hard as they can, but they're embedded in walls, so it doesn't work. This guy I'm not going to crash the game on. Just more of them through here. There's not a lot of variation in lighting or colors yet. I don't know why the vortex is just sitting up here. These enemies are like, this is like clearly unfinished. They've just got assets laying around.
I feel like maybe there was like an earlier design for the level, and they just like moved the level geometry out, but didn't change those object locations or something.
And depressingly, the lighthouse is not animated. But yeah, no, that is basically it. Mostly done, at least in terms of like geometry, though. Get back on top of here, including my my favorite pipe back here is still spitting toxic orange sludge. It's just fantastic. So I think from here maybe we can break into Nasties, because the boss level is also modeled. It's white box at least. So let's hope it works, and it does. We're here. So you might remember these paths. as being the places where you chase the thieves around. And that's all here. Ooh, spoilers. Same one over there. Actually, no, that's Nasty's, like, chase path, I think. As opposed to this being, like, set up out of the ground, it's this massive indentation in the ground, which is an interesting choice. This one also modeled. These are more or less identical, at least in terms of, like, the placement of all the walls and everything. And then Nasty himself, of course, is one of the most god-awful abominations that I have ever seen. So behold, it is incredible. I don't know who did this. I don't know who hurt that person. But he has no collision, so he just he follows us around. Like he'll look at us, and his scepter's constantly blasting us with green energy that really does nothing.
Yeah,
but apart from that, it's pretty useless.
this Nasty's kind of really strange in that it seems like a late post-release prototype, a localization prototype for the PAL region. For some reason, he managed to get into that prototype. Like, even though the game was finished,
Right.
everything's finished, they're just doing like the translations and the regional differences and things. But for some reason, like, the old Nasty design somehow made it into that version. No one knows why.
It's very strange. These platforms are like boxed out and animated already. They move, they shrink, and they're on a cycle that resets. This is the final chamber, of course. And you can see they reset, so they just sort of are on a timer. I know. That's pretty interesting. You can get out of bounds. Come on. There we go. Doop, doop, doop. Beyond this point, there's really nothing. You can just glide through this wall, come back there. Interesting place to just run around. But that more or less does it. Now, are there any levels? I skipped a few levels. I skipped Toasty. So we can go look at Toasty. Just see the differences there. So we've got a few minutes left. But that's basically everything. We'll just go look at some of the stuff that we might have missed. Toasty for sure. Oh no. Come on. Alright. Welcome to boss.
I like that it doesn't even say confronting yet, it just says entering boss.
So, this is huge for some reason. There's also a strat that's employed a lot in at least 120 because any percent doesn't touch Toasty. In the final release, where you send the dogs sort of just careening off the side, you cause them to just jump into the void. And that doesn't work here. If you do that, if you kite them off the side, here, let me set a state. If you get them to do that, they're just down there now. And I think if we fly over them, they'll just pull us down. Let me fish for it a bit. Come on, where is he? Oh, there he is, okay. Oh, he's like embedded down here. Yeah, so that's not gonna work. It works elsewhere though. The hills here, like the scenery here is just more pronounced. But past this point, everything else is pretty much identical. I think there's a slight narrowing of this first door past Toasty. I think this gets widened up, but beyond that, everything else is pretty much the same. Except, of course, there's no vortex. It's just a little dragon pedestal with a whirlwind in it. But, yeah. Toasty's, more or less finished. Dark Hollow also is pretty much finished. except of course the dragon animations and all that. We'll go check it out, I suppose. So you can still get out of bounds there. There's a lot of cool stuff to see. Dog proxy? Do you really want to see dog proxy? Should I do dog proxy? It's possible. I've tried it. Of course I have, right? Oh no. Look at this. Look at him just lift that gem off that stair. It's incredible. Really is the best. You can see everything is more or less as you would expect. I think even like in here, most of the gem denominations are also the same. There's just this one extra red here. I don't know where it, they probably just changed another gem to a 2 in here, but for the most part it's the same. Oh no. Oh no. Dude. I'm so glad they fixed that. Oh, and you can see here on display really how powerful those skidders can be. But all the out of bounds stuff still works. I guess something I didn't cover that's worth noting is damage boosts don't really work the same way that they did, or that they wind up working. For some reason you don't store momentum, or at least you store momentum, because I've seen it in the RAM, you do store momentum, but it doesn't exactly release the same way. And scenery proxies also tend to be weaker for some reason, so I'm not sure entirely what's changed, but I'm very glad those came into play. Anyway, that's about it, I suppose. That is the that's the prototype. And I think we're right at about 1 hour 15, I'm sure, by this point. So, if you guys want to hop in here and wrap this shenanigan up.
Oh, Faarnia.
Just want to give a massive shout out and thanks to HWD for just on behalf of the community and just the event and just everyone in general for putting in the work to bring these things to us. Because
oh man, absolutely.
No
absolutely.
chance we have any of this knowledge otherwise. And thanks for being a part of it here.
Yes, I definitely want to echo that. Just taking the time to talk with HWD about all this stuff, and now getting to see it. I mean, Phoenix can attest to it. I was cracking up so many different times at some of the different things that changed throughout the game, and flight killed me the first time I saw that. Or flying, rather.
Flying, yeah. I'll go jump on the stones.
Just amazing presentation overall.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys so much for taking the time to do this.
And one last plug. Anybody who didn't catch the interview earlier that Hum conducted with HWD here, a full version of that interview is going up on YouTube, I believe on the Spyrothon channel pretty soon, right?
It's up there already, yep.
It is
up there already. So yeah, if you have any downtime, be sure to go catch that, because there's a lot of really interesting information there. So yeah, I appreciate you guys having me. It was a lot of fun showing this off. And
sure thing.
yeah, I guess what do we do? Shameless self-promotion now, or do we just?
Oh, of course,
off?
yes, yes, please. Both of you. We'll start with Faarnia. Let us know where we can see you, and then HWD, you can do the same.
Yeah, I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/Faarnia. That's FAARNIA. I'll be around just memeing on people in chat for a little while, I'm sure. I mainly do Vortex, which I commentated that run yesterday. So if you're interested in really broken stuff in this game, you can stop by, say hello, and I'll teach you up to and including everything I know.
Great. Would you like to plug any of your stuff as well, HWD?
Yeah, so if you want to find my kind of content, I post videos on YouTube at Hwd45. It's my channel name on there. yeah, I tend to post a lot of like prototypes of the Spyro games, you know, demo versions, pre-release content, pre-release videos, and some of the unused content that's in the final game as well. So you can kind of expect all that kind of jazz from my channel.
Fantastic. Thank you guys both again. And definitely check out some more of this stuff if you guys are interested in seeing prototypes or just different sort of stages of Spyro the Dragon 1, 2, and 3. There's tons of stuff out there, especially on the cutting room floor, if somebody could link that in chat as well. Just really cool stuff to see of games that we already play and have seen so much of. There's a lot more there. And I guess we're leaving with Faarnia doing a really long wall climb. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I love that one. It's my favorite. All right, yeah.
All right. Thank
Appreciate
you
it
guys
again.
again.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
All right, we're going to take a few minutes to set up for the next run. It's going to be Spyro 2, 14 tally by 2% milk. Pretty cool guy. So just hang tight for a little bit, get your GLs ready for when that run starts. And if you have any extra channel points, we still do have a community challenge that you can put your points towards that. Make sure you save at least 50 for the GL, because that is very important. But if you have any more than that, go ahead and toss it in there. We have quite a lot to go, but we can give it a shot.